Hello everybody, I am that role-playing ginger, and I am back with some Elden Ring, which I have not played on stream since the game first came out. It's been a long year of Elden Ring, and I had beaten it, like, I had gotten to New Game Plus 2, and I basically just started doing other things, stopped playing the game as much, and then with, like, the tiny little, like, just teaser image of, the tiny teaser image of Elden Ring's potential upcoming DLC, immediately was like, I need to go play this game again. Like, I love this game so much, I need to go play it. And so this time I set myself a new goal, and I wanted to get every single possible item you can get in the game. And so I've been doing that with, like, the spirit ashes, the summons, all of the tears, the ashes of war, the incantations, the sorceries, the weapons, armor. I've gotten all of those. I'm only missing one item, and that's an item I had to wait until I started a new game to pick up, and that is the Ashes of Nephili, which is very sad. I don't want to have to go after Nephili because I love Nephili, and she is awesome. She becomes the awesome ruler of Limgrave if you go follow along her storyline the right way. But in order to get her ashes, you have to basically kill her at some point really early. And so I just got the Frenzied Flame ending on this new game. This is Journey 4, I think I'm on right now. Let's see, it'll show me on when I go to the table. Yeah, I'm on Journey 4 right now, and I just beat it, and I can begin Journey 5. I'm a little scary powerful now in this game. I am a wizard, so wizards are already super powerful in this game. But I'm level 278, and you can kind of see my stats there. I'm doing pretty good. My Greater Glintstone is my regular go-to spell, and it just completely wrecks things. And then I also mainly use Terra Magica, Rani's Dark Moon, Adula's Moonblade, and Comet Azure. If I'm fighting something that I know can dodge spells, I'll use Night Comet because they can't see it coming. And then because I have an extra space, I just put Carrion Phalanx on there in the event that I want extra buffs. But yeah, I got the... Hold on, I got something stuck in my tooth real quick. But I just got the Frenzied Flame ending. Because I need to... I'm on the PlayStation 5, because I got the free update to Elden Ring from my PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5, and I had Platinumed PlayStation 4's Elden Ring. What I didn't know is that when you go into the PlayStation 5 update, you don't have the trophies on the PlayStation 5. They're two separate sets of trophies. And so I needed to go back and get all of them. The only ones I only have 3 trophies left to get. It should show me... Yeah. I have 39 out of 42, and I only need to get the regular ending for just regularly beating the game, the ending for Rani, and then that'll get me the Platinum. And that'll be all of it on both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 3. At some point in the future, when I come back to the game, I'll probably end up trying to just get all the Steam trophies on it, because I have it on Steam as well. But as of right now, I'm okay with it just on these two, and I want to go to other games after this. So yeah, I am going to start New Game Plus 5. And we are going to see just how far I can go in New Game Plus 5 in this, like, 2 hours I plan on streaming.
The fallen leaves tell a story. The great Elden Ring was shattered. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Now, Queen Marika the Eternal is nowhere to be found. And in the night of the Black Knives, Godwyn the Golden was first to perish. Soon, Marika's offspring, demigods all, claimed the shards of the Elden Ring. The mad taint of their newfound strength triggered the shattering. A war from which no lord arose. A war leading to abandonment by the greater will. Oh, rise now, ye tarnished, ye dead who yet live. The call of long-lost grace speaks to us all. Horalu, chieftain of the Badlands, the ever-brilliant Gold Mask, Fear, the deathbed companion, the loathsome dung-eater, and Sir Gideon Othmere, the all-knowing. And one other, whom grace would again bless. A tarnished of no renown. Cross the fog to the lands between. To stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord.
All right. Bumped my mic in the middle of that, but I didn't want to be talking through it because I love that opening scene. And, hold on. Oh, what am I drink? I'll be talking while I'm going through this. I'll be talking a lot of lore and everything, at least the speculative lore, because there's a lot of things we don't know for a fact, but this is stuff that, like, we found through reading the descriptions of the game, through talking with everybody, through doing everybody's side quests and everything, through getting all the endings, watching, like, VaatiVidya or Gingy talk about these kind of things. Different Gingy, not me. Gingy is a much more intellectual and better person than I probably ever can be. Really cool to talk to that person, but I'm a different Gingy. Specifically, this character's name is Dark Silver Gingy, and now my eyes are back to normal, so that's good. Real quick, I'll just show off what I'm wielding. I'm wielding Lasat's Glintstone Staff plus 10, Darkmoon Greatsword plus 10, Carian Knight's Keen Shield plus 25, that has the Carian Retaliation Ash of War on it, and Saint Trina's Torch plus 10. Then I'm wearing Snow Witch Hat from Ronnie, Blaze Armor, and the Knight Cavalry Greaves and Gauntlets. I've got Graven Mask Talisman, Graven School Talisman, which I did read do stack on each other. I think it's a total of like 14% bonus on your spells. The Cerulean Amber to give me just more FP, even though my FP is ridiculous, and the Cerulean Seed, so I recover more FP when drinking Cerulean Flasks. My main Ash is the Mimic tier, of course, because I'll summon my other spellcaster. He usually pops a Dark Moon on the enemy, which gives them a debuff to magic, which is great, and it makes it just so we can tear into them much faster, in the event that I can't also get one. That's the one main issue I have with the game, is that there's some combination of the controls that isn't explained, where if you're, like, running in a direction or whatnot, and then you, like, press triangle too quick, I guess, it makes you do your animations, and it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. Yeah. Yeah, I will be talking what lore I know, and there's going to be probably a lot of things that I get wrong, because I am not a lore master of this game. Why am I already, like, down HP? That is weird. That is really weird. But yeah, that whole introduction, at least to me, made a lot more sense when I realized all those people they're naming at the end are also Tarnished. Tarnished is a specific group of people that were sent, like, abroad, sent away from these lands between. They were, I guess, followers or offspring of the first Elden Lord, Godric? No, not Godric. Godfrey, I think. It's one of the god something or no. The first Elden Lord basically is the first Tarnished. He's also the fight you fight before the final fight. And basically the Tarnished are returning to the lands between because there's chaos, because Queen Marika, the goddess, has gone missing. She shattered the Elden Ring, and all the demigod offspring have basically fought over and taken shards of it. And so the shards need to be basically brought back, put into one, and to make a new Elden Lord so that this land's conflict is over. Alright. I'm gonna try and just see if I can't boom. Yes, this is a very cheap way to play this game. And I don't do that for every boss, it's just funny to do it because I love the Kamehameha. That boss is supposed to kill you and basically toss you into the ocean where you wash up all the way down here. But if you beat it, you basically get to come over here and be like, oh cool, I won! There isn't too much you can really get. You just get that sword and shield from beating the boss. But yeah, made short work of him. This is where I was like, ah, sweet, I beat the boss, and now how do I get over there? And I stepped over here and crumbles, and essentially you fall and die. You fall, you die. Last time I did this, it didn't take my runes away. I'm at a point in the game where runes are not really a matter to me anymore. I have everything at plus, like, maximum plus that I want, and I'm super high level to where the points aren't really changing anything. Yeah, either way, you wash up down here. Where you're found by a very peculiar individual. And no, she's not a satyr.
Don't worry, Torrent. Fortune is on his side. We found him here, after all. One of his kind is sure to seek the Elden Ring. Even if it does violate the Golden Order.
Wakey wakey? I love that my hat's just too big, you can't see any part of my face. But yeah, the Tarnished are the dead who yet live, is what it refers to them as in the intro. And so, like all the other Souls games, technically you're an undead in this one too. It could have something to do with the Erd Tree, because it's believed that when you die, the Erd Tree basically gets you and revives you back at some point, and that's what's causing everyone to be revived. But for the Tarnished, I think it's something just like because of their connection to the first Elden Lord, it's something that keeps them alive. Also, in these lands, the lands between, there was the whole... It wasn't just that Queen Marika vanished. The runes are all powerful things, and runes basically govern all life and death in the Lands Between. The Rune of Death, which I believe had been, like, hidden away by Queen Marika in Malakath, who was basically, when you become an Empyrean... I'll start this over. There's types of... And you, don't shoot me. In Elden Ring, there are these, like, elder god-ish kind of creatures, like Lovecraftian beings. One of them is called, at least one of them, it might be this is, like, their, like, leader. It's called the Greater Will. And the Greater Will sends these beings to the Lands Between, basically, in the form of the Two Fingers, which are basically emissaries of this god, or these gods. And the Two Fingers' job is to find mortals, essentially, and I guess mortals would be the right way to put it, and choose them to become gods of this realm. And so that's what happened to Queen Marika. Gods become... The people that are chosen are called Empyreans, and they are basically destined to become gods. So Queen Marika was like... she might have been the first one. I'm not positive on that. But she became a goddess, and basically... ruled over the land with the Elden Ring. I think it's that she took the Rune of Death and hid it inside of her vassal, because when you become an Empyrean, you are also given, like, basically a protector. And she had one that was called Malakath, and the Rune of Death was hidden in Malakath until an event called the Night of... the something of Black Knives. The Night of Black Knives, maybe? Yeah, one shot. Boom. And that night, somebody, who is actually, we find out, Ranni, stole a fraction of the Rune of Death and gave it to the Black Knives, who are assassins. And those assassins used it to kill the son of Marika and Radagon, who is her second Elden Lord. There's a spoiler for that one, too, so I'm not going to go into that. But basically, that was the first time, like, basically a god had been killed. And it threw everything into chaos. Marika shattered the Elden Ring and vanished. The gods started warring, the demigods started warring against each other. All the children of Marika and others and all sorts started just fighting with each other in order to, claim parts of the Elden Ring. Before this, the first of the Tarnished was Hoarlu in the intro, was basically banished from the Lands Between for some reason that I don't remember if we know yet or not. For some reason, he was sent away. It could be he had a falling out with Marika. It could be anything, but he was sent away, and because he was sent away, we are now here, because it was destined that the Tarnished, which he was the first of, we're going to return to the Lands Between. And basically, it's supposed to be... one Tarnished is supposed to become an Elden Lord, but almost everything in the Lands Between is fighting against that destiny. Specifically, the one who has currently claimed title of, like, King of the Lands, who is one of the Omen twins that were born to Marika and, I think, Radagon. And he's currently the one who's, like, owning the land. He took over.
Between for the Elden Ring? Hmm? Of course you have. No shame in it. Unfortunately for you, however, you are maidenless. Without guidance, without the strength of runes, and without an invitation to the Round Table Hold, you are fated, it seems, to die in obscurity.
Yeah, the destiny, basically, that says a Tarnished will come back and become an Elden Lord requires that it was a Tarnished that had a maiden, and maidens are basically guides through the Lands Between. And with the maiden comes an invitation to a place called the Round Table Hold, which on the map pops over here. It's basically like an extraplanar zone for the Tarnished to basically gather and be like, this is what we've learned of our explorations of the Land Between, and, like, discuss the prophecy.
Of hope for even the maidenless. Me. Vare. Take care to listen. Are you familiar with grace? the golden light that gives life to you tarnished. You may also behold its golden rays, pointing in a particular direction at times. That is the guidance of grace, a path that a tarnished must travel. Indeed. Grace's guidance holds the answers. It will lead you tarnished to the path you are meant to follow, even if it leads you to your grave.
So yeah, this is Vade. He is the first person you meet here. I don't think he's a Tarnished. I believe he's an inhabitant of the Lands Between.
Grace's guidance,
and he's basically filling you in on things here, because you are a Tarnished that just arrived at the Lands Between.
Over on the cliff, the home of the decrepit demigod, Godric the Grafted.
Yep, Stormville is the first target of the game. Godric the Grafted is one of the demigods. God damn it, see, it does it all the time. It does it all the time. I wish there was a way to turn that off. I don't want to use it. Maybe if I get rid of all my gestures? Maybe that'll do it? Seems like that might have worked, but it's very finicky about when it happens. So, hopefully that worked. Yeah, it seems like that might have helped the problem. But yeah, he was one of the ones that took part of the Elden Ring when it shattered. And so, our goal is to gather those and use those basically to become Elden Lord. It's kind of a running gag that when you start the game, somebody tries to run up and fight this tree sentinel, and you get just completely destroyed. We're not going to get completely destroyed. We might get destroyed. I don't know. I played through... I started New Game Plus 4. Let's see. I'm going to try and get in there and get a moon on him. I did New Game Plus 4 3 days ago is when I started it. Okay, so he's already picked on. So now I need him to start attacking, my Mimic to start attacking. Boom. Great. I don't want to use these because he can block magic, but he has to see the magic coming. Tree Sentinel's down. First big baddie, gone. Golden Halberd. I've got like 5 of those now. I've already got Torrent, which every time you start a new game, you automatically start the game with Torrent instead of what you used to have to do, which is stand around or go find the Grace right in front of the walkway to the keep and get it. I do want to try and do side quests and everything, but I don't have to this time because I literally have gotten everything from the side quests except for one.
That you're not after my throat. Then why not purchase a little something? I am Kale, purveyor of fine goods.
Kale's cool. Kale is part of a group of merchant peoples in the Lands Between that apparently have been here for a long time and might have once served the Frenzied Flame, which is basically they were agents of chaos, which is something that in a place like the Lands Between, especially back when a group called the Golden Order was basically the ones at large, chaos was the enemy. There are 2 main enemies to Elden Ring. There are Chaos and Fire, which are... It's funny because Chaos and Fire are 2 things that are prominent in Dark Souls. So that was really cool. But this giant tree, the Erd tree, is basically the life of the Lands Between. It is what keeps Marika and everyone who followed her in power. And so they banished Flame so that the tree would never be at risk. I think actually, because I'm going to be doing Ronnie, the witch. I'm going to be doing her ending this time around, so I can get that trophy. So I think I can wait until nightfall, and she'll pop up. Let's see. Ronnie is my favorite. Yes, I am a Ronnie simp. I think you have to die, but I'm not sure. Gorgeous view. Love ahead. Absolutely. We all simp for Ronnie here. Oh wait, no, I have to go and talk to Marika first. Or not Marika, Melania. Or Melina. That's the thing that's confusing. It's similar because I don't know if George R. R. Martin had a hand in the naming of the characters of this game, but names are very, very similar. Like, oh, I am John, related to John without an H, related to Sean, related to Bong, related to... It's like one letter off each time, and it gets confusing. But yeah, here we're gonna meet somebody that wants to be a maiden, who's very mysterious, and we have theories about who she might be. So I'm gonna go ahead and chat with her.
Greetings, traveler from beyond the fog. I am Melina. I offer you an accord. Have you heard of the Finger Maidens? They serve the Two Fingers, offering guidance and aid to the tarnished. But you, I am afraid, are maidenless. I can play the role of maiden, turning runes into strength to aid you in your search for the Elden Ring. You need only take me with you to the foot of the Erd Tree.
Of course we're going to accept it. One of the worst things about getting the Frenzied Flame ending, which I had to do to get the trophy last time around, was that when you become chosen of the Frenzied Flame, she leaves and she says, if I find you again, I'm going to kill you, because she is a servant of the enemy of the Frenzied Flame.
Grace, to turn runes into strength. Ah, another matter.
Yes?
Torrent has chosen you.
Me?
Treat him with respect.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I actually have the Ring of Torrent in real life, too, because I had pre-ordered the game on PlayStation 4, and I went and picked it up, and boom, they gave it to me. It's gonna take me a while. I have to get 700,000 runes in order... I still call them souls after all this time. I have to get 700,000 in order to level up anymore, so it's not gonna be something that happens very often. I think I leveled up 10 times in Journey 4. Like, and that's including getting all the runes from beating all the bosses and everything. But yeah, because I know where to go, we're not going to go to Stormvale just yet. My goals are, I'm first going to go down south, because I want to get quests. I want to do the quests and everything, because I love the quests in this game. And so I want to do them. I keep forgetting I don't have to sit here for it to respawn me here if I end up dying. Because there is a Knight Cavalry up here, and the Knight Cavalry are still the ones that give me trouble. Even though I'm wearing their armor, I've beaten all of them, they're still the ones that give me the most trouble.
You there? Could you help us out,
I can never remember where this individual is. There's somebody here who's basically invisible.
Yeah, you there?
I hear him. I can never find him. His quest doesn't really do anything.
Why won't anyone look me in the eye?
He's here.
I'm not that ugly, am I?
He's here somewhere. But I cannot for the life of me remember exactly where he is. No, his whole thing isn't very important at all. Alright, we're gonna see how my luck is with this Knight's Cavalry. I'm not usually good at beating these guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw one of these up. Seems like he's just waiting for the challenge. Here is my challenge to you, good sir! It's never really worth it to kill the horse because they immediately can respawn another one. And once they are gone, they're gone for good. So it's always good if you have a place that you know you're going by, where they're at, it is good to get rid of them. Because every night they will be a problem. And they will chase you a long way. Alright, but first things I want to do is I want to come into this area, and I want to find, what's her name, Selena or something like that? She is a sorceress that was banished from Raya Lucaria, which is the, basically, College of Wizards. Pop down a Terra Magica, and this will make it so that it takes way more damage. There we go. I didn't want it to cause the poison just because I don't think any poison producing bubbles or anything like that. But no, there's an NPC down here that is really important for any sorcery or mage or wizard builds. But to get through to her, you have to beat a Pumpkinhead. Which is, again, I probably mentioned this a few times on the channel, one of my favorite little horror movies. I just need my guy to distract him. There we go. I'll pop down a Terra Magica, Ronnie's Dark Moon, and then we can probably get him with one or two Andula's Moonblades. There we go. And boom, another enemy failed. There are ways to be wizards in this game. Most people will usually just spam the Comet Azure strategy, or just use Comet on repeat, because Comet is like the big glintstone.
I am Selen, a sorcerer, quite plainly. Why are you here?
I am here to learn sorcery.
A yen for glintstone sorceries. Well, your aptitude does appear passable. But one must choose one's masters wisely. I was exiled from the Academy of Raya Lucaria as a reviled, apostate witch. Do you still wish to learn from me?
We love reviled apostate witches in this house. Thank you very much. I still want to learn.
Well, you are a piece of work. Very well. You are now my protege in glintstone sorcery.
Yes!
But I refuse to coddle or cast kind words. Never. Anticipate grievances, young apprentice.
I will not let you down, Selen. So she sells a really good little starting bit of I keep calling them spells. Sorceries.
Young apprentice, you are a tadpole when it comes to magic. Infantile. Without the legs to walk. So, to become a sorcerer, first, you must face your ignorance. Now, shall we start learning?
Do you have a quest for me? Not yet. Okay. So yeah. She was kicked out of the Academy, basically, of Sorcery in the Lands Between. And her reason was because she wants... The Academy and all the sorcery has to deal with stars, gravity, and all that kind of stuff. Which basically gets into the realms of gods, but not in the way that the Two Fingers do. Two Fingers are basically the holy version of, like, looking into the gods, whereas sorcery and all that is... Two Fingers is... There is the gods, and they are all-powerful, and we will serve them because they will look out for us and make us powerful. Sorcery is, I don't need the gods, I can become a god with enough knowledge. And so it's very Lovecraftian, the magic and everything in this. The higher your intelligence is, the more power you have, the more actual, like, power you have. Not even just, like, influence, but power. And so, that's one of the big conflicts right there, is between magic and incantations. It's the constant clerics versus wizards argument. So I've started... Is that a big... Oh, it's a crap. I thought it was a big old turtle. So, I've started her quest, basically. You can see NPCs popping up where they're at. Or where they were last located at. There. I do want to go over here to Fort Height, which is right here, but I want to find Kenneth Height up here, who is the heir to that throne. Even though I won't be pursuing his entire quest here, because Nephili is a target in this run. But one thing I want to do is I want to go here, because we have a familiar face in Murkwater Cave, which is just past here. And it'll kickstart someone else's quest, too. One main reason I wanted to start this run of the game is because everything's still fresh in my mind. Literally, my last run that I finished this morning, because it's my day off, my last run that I finished this morning, I got almost every quest done. Because I had armor sets and things that I needed to get that you can only get through certain quests. I'm just going to ignore all these undead. Okay, I'm going to go down here, and there's going to be somebody I need to fight. You can always tell you're being invaded by a scripted NPC when it forces you to get off of Torrent. I'm going to throw this down. He's going to pop up right in front of me, probably, I believe. Either behind me? No, he's in front of me. There he is. Let him get in range, and I have my Night Comet going, because Night Comet is invisible to enemies. Boom, he's gone. I might have killed him too fast to trigger the ally. Which, that's my bad. But there's, like, you get invaded by him. He's technically your introduction to being invaded. But while you're fighting him, another character jumps in who's been hunting him, too. Which is an amazing introduction to the whole invasion thing. But it's this guy, Yura.
Just joining the fray. Tarnished. Wow. You fought Nereus and survived. That alone deserves commendation. I'm Yura, hunter of bloody fingers, tarnished, held in thrall by cessblood. Zealots, who stalk their own, who stay the path. You're certain to face more of them. Just remember, no kinship with their ilk remains. Their madness precludes it. Don't let your emotions stay your blade.
Yeah, he's cool. He hunts Tarnished that have dedicated themselves to hunting other Tarnished. So basically, he's like the epitome of, I became one of them so that I can hunt them, to stop them from hunting everyone else.
Unless you're mad, or wish to be burned alive, stay clear of the lake.
Yeah, and then he gives us a heads up that this lake down here, there's a dragon, a fire dragon, that is down there, and will basically wreck us. There we go. Sometimes Torrent doesn't like to show up. It happens. I understand, Torrent. It's fine. But now we're going to go into Murkwater Cave over here, and we're going to meet somebody that anybody who's played through a Soulsborne game will recognize. Pull out my St. Trina's torch. My favorite torch is the Ghost Flame. Like, I think it looks the coolest. I love that it gives you a, like, purely white flame and all that. But you don't get the cool ability of Trina's, because Trina has this. It is a fire that puts enemies to sleep. Which I don't ever use, really, but it's cool to have the option. Plus, I like purple. Purple's cool. I also have St. Trina's up to plus 10, because now that I've got just about every single thing in the game, my next goal is basically to upgrade everything as possible as I can. Crazy goal, completely unnecessary, but it's fun for me. So I'm going to go ahead, there are these chain bell wires here. I'm going to go ahead and jingle them, because then they'll all start coming to me. Which makes my job very easy. And that takes care of all the bandits in this cave. But they aren't the ones we came to see. We came to see someone very particular. And he's right through here. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop up that. I don't even need the summon for this. This fight is very easy. I'm even gonna just throw this up to make it even shorter. I'm gonna take this treasure.
Thought you'd just help yourself to a man's personal belongings, huh? You scheming...
There he is. It's Patches!
Demand repentance! Cough up your coin! All of it! Wait, please! I surrender! White flag and all!
You can keep killing him if you absolutely want to.
Well, finally come round, have you? I knew you would. You're a man of reason. True and true.
Oh, Patches.
Well, what do you know? You're tarnished, like me. Now, how did I get that wrong? I took you for a demi-human or some such.
Well, I am hairy as hell on my cloak.
I assure you. Well, water under the bridge. Now we're squared up. How about we play nice from now on?
Forgive and forget.
True man of reason. Just what I like about you. I'm Patches. Patches the untethered. Tarnished like you, only free-spirited. Nomadic, you might say. Only for now, those retired soldiers turned bandits. They're paying for my gruel. In exchange for my, well, showing them the ropes. But honestly, this looting racket is bloody terrifying. Frankly, I'm ready to wash my hands clean. Maybe set up a legitimate shop. So don't be a stranger. I'll be ready to wheel and deal come next time.
Oh, Patches, you silly, silly boy.
Don't forget, I'll be ready to...
Yeah, Patches is... Do I have... I don't think I still have it, do I? No, I think you lose it every... Oh, no, you still have it. He sells you, basically, Margit's Shackle, which is an item that can help set off traps and everything. It's made specifically to be used on this one boss. But yeah, Patches is in every Soulsborne game. He is just some douchebag that almost always tricks you, and this game is absolutely no different. It's usually best to run his quest and then get rid of him. Because you run his quest, you can get some items. It'll make things harder because he will do things to hinder you. But if you run his quest, you'll get some items, and then... Why am I still on Night Comet? Run his quest, get some items, and then at the very end, beat him up to get all his stuff that he still has. There you go, get rid of them. Go back and see Patches, because I went and sat down at the Grace. He should have reset. And now he's going to have a shop.
Well, nice of you to drop in finally. It's all a bit ad hoc, but I'm sure you'll find something. And welcome to Patches Emporium, where you won't need a refund, because everything's top-notch.
Patches Emporium. I'm going to purchase. I'm going to go ahead and buy all these things. I'm going to buy that again, because why not? I'm going to buy all these, because I have money for days. I'm just going to buy everything that he can sell that I don't... that isn't... Oh, nope. Just because I want to keep rebuilding up my stock so that eventually I just never run out of anything. Hey! I was the one who told you to kill Patches in Dark Souls 100 years ago. Yep, Patches is in this game as well. There he is. There's the bald bastard. Love me some Patches, though. I don't actually kill him in this. You can, and you'll get some stuff. But if you fully follow Patches' quest line, you don't kill him in this one. And that's a change. I was just playing Bloodborne before I came back to my Elden Ring kick, and Bloodborne even has Patches. He's a spider with Patches' head. And yeah, he knocks you down a cliff, because he's a dick. Now, came out here, and this is where we got invaded, and then Yura warned us about Tarnished that kill other Tarnished. He also warned us of a dragon. He said, don't go down to the lake, because there's a big fire-breathing dragon down there. So, of course we're going to go down to the lake, because there's a big fire-breathing dragon down there. And I want to kill me a big fire-breathing dragon. Don't shoot me. Jeez. Alright, I'm not going to summon my Mimic just yet, because the fire-breathing dragon comes down when we're at a pyre of people either worshipping him, summoning him, or trying to banish him. I don't know exactly what the pyre's purpose is. Guess you're a murderer because you killed him when you thought he was going to betray you. Oh, he does. There's the pyre. So I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I'm going to call out my Mimic so that I have not just one, but two wizards. Haha! I love the Mimic. Hi, Mimic me! Let's go this way. Come on, Mimic me. We're going to fight us a dragon. Yeah, they're offering something. There's the big boy. Gonna Ronnie's moon. Hopefully hit him with it. Yep. Boom. Oh, did not expect the tail. Oh, he's gonna fire. He's gonna fire. Oh no. You know what? We're gonna Moonblade this. Whew. Moonblade! Gotcha! Great enemy failed. Oh, I got 24,000 runes from that boss. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Am I getting attacked by a dragonfly? Really? Oh god, I'm gonna get sick. Boom. Alright, so that dragon's gone, and gone for good. But I did what I wanted to do. I came and I got Patches' quest started. I got Yura's quest started. Yura now pops up down this way. Now I'm going to go around to the Third Church of America so that we can get Kenneth Heights quest started. First, let's go talk to her and see if she wants anything else from us. Hello, Teacher Selen.
There you are, my apprentice.
Hi.
Shall we commence the lesson?
She doesn't have any quests for me yet. Sees him kill a dragon, I can totally take him. I can fly. The dragonfly, absolutely. Dragonfly's like, I got you, big brother. And then it made me like sick. So that dragonfly did more damage to me than the actual dragon. Excuse me, caravan, don't mind me, just passing through. Please don't use the weapon that is very appropriately... I'm going the wrong way. Very appropriately called a dismounter on me. I said no! You Kaiden knights! I always feel bad for these trolls. I was like, that's gotta suck. Yeah, my goal is we're gonna go to Kenneth Height, get his quest started, then we're gonna go down south to the Weeping Peninsula and go through Castle Morn. Or is it? No, not Castle Morn. Castle Morn's up north. Which one is it? No, it's not. It is Castle Morn, yeah. Castle Morn? Castle Morn, yeah, we're gonna go through Castle Morn. I believe at Kenneth Heights Keep is where the first part of the Grand Lift of Dectus medallions are. There he is, you can see him all the way up there. Screaming for help.
Hello? Is anybody there?
I'm there!
One whom
might be interested in rescuing the great Kenneth Height, servant to the True Order and celebrated repudiator of the false. Oh, Erdtree, grant me succor.
Hey, friend.
You've come to lend me your aid, have you? Well, that's very kind, but no. No, the help is very much appreciated, even from a tarnished.
Excuse
Despite
you?
appearances, nobility is no prerequisite to serving the True Order. You might have heard of me, Kenneth Height. Next in line is the rightful ruler of Limgrave, young Tarnished. I would have a boon of you. I want you to take back my fort. It lies to the south, beyond the Mistwood. A knight commander from Stormvale took it. A fool, and plumb mad to boot. Simply obsessed with blood.
You got it, sir. Yeah, he's a bit of a douche. He's a douche, but, if you do his quest and Nephili Lu's quests, it comes out well, because basically he puts the tarnished Nephili Lu as the new Lady of Limgrave, which is amazing, because she's someone she's like a barbarian who's, like, looking out for people that can't defend themselves, and she's come to this land, and that's her quest. And she basically loses sight of it, and you help her get back onto the track of, like, this is what you want to do, this is your purpose, and everything. And she basically ends up becoming the ruler of this entire part of the continent. And I love that. Sad thing is, that's not what's going to happen this time, because the only item I need before I have every single item in the game is her spirit ashes, which requires a very bad thing to happen to her. But with that very bad thing, I can then summon her instead of my mimic every single time I want. Bear! These bears are nothing. Even at... what am I? I'm level... even at level 278, I don't fuck with these bears. Those bears will still just completely demolish you. Those bears are terrifying, and I stay away from them every single time. Now, I know Blythe is somewhere around here. He might be in the Mistwood Ruins. Let me check. I heard you, Blythe. Where you at, buddy? I'm wearing your cloak. There he is. Yeah, I see him. I don't even have to do this part, but I want to. Blythe? Is that you, buddy? Yeah, that's you. Hey, friend. What are you doing up there? Your boy? Oh, everybody loves Blythe. Hey, Blythe, you wanna hang out? I wanna hang out, but I can't get up to you right there. You're a little high. Smithing stone. Do I have to... can't remember. It's been a while since I've actually done this part where it's the introduction to Blythe. Because you don't have to if you're doing Ronnie's quest, which I am. I'm getting Ronnie's ending this time around because I need it for the trophy. Like, try gesturing. Alright, we'll give it a try. I need to... I'm gonna point upward. Wave.
Hey!
Beckon. Huh? Nothing's working. Nothing's working. Try Evergal. Yeah, I know I have to do... that's what Blythe wants you to do for his quest. He wants you to go to an Evergal. Friend ahead. Yeah, I'm aware! I want my friend. He's not coming down, though. He's a little shy at the moment. Blythe? Blythe. Seriously? Maybe the DLC will let you save You Lie to Yourself. The thing is, you don't have to kill Blythe. Even if you're getting Ronnie's ending, you can just leave him alone. It's sad that he goes, like, insane and everything, yeah, but you don't have to actually kill him. And if you're not doing Ronnie's questline, he doesn't even go insane. If you're just doing, like, any of the other endings, Blythe is pretty inconsequential. Then again, Ronnie's is my favorite questline. So what Blythe, I think, wants me to do is he wants me to go down here and I think beat the Forlorn How. But I don't have to do that part in order to progress his and Ronnie's quest. Now, this sign says that there's a merchant that's set up over here. I want to stop by and buy whatever non-essentials they have.
Welcome, valued customer. Please, I'm hungry.
I can even give you food, buddy, if you need food. I'll buy those, I'll buy that, I'll buy that, I'm just gonna give you money, man. Here, have all the money. I got 300,000 to spare, it's fine. I'm not even halfway to leveling. But no, my goal is to see how far I can go without... Well, first off, to see how far I can go in the 2 hours that I plan on streaming. I'm also seeing how far I can go without dying, just as a side fun thing. It's not the goal, but we'll see. Because when I did New Game Plus 4, which I just finished up this morning, the first time I died, I had already beaten, like, 3 of the major bosses. And it wasn't to a boss or anything. It was to madness. Popping knights like they're rabbits. Ow, jerk. And my dog is going crazy. I love the pumpkin heads. It took me forever to actually get the pumpkin head, though. Like that helmet, it is a drop. And I'd seen people using it, like, since this game came out. Oh, the little beast man got him! Good job, buddy! Sorry, buddy. I'd seen people wearing that helmet, but I never got it to drop. New Game Plus 7 is... I'm not there yet. I'm on New Game Plus 5, because it goes by journeys. You play the game, and then you go to Journey 2, Journey 3, Journey 4... This is Journey 5, but Journey 7 is the max. It doesn't get harder after 7. That's where the difficulty peaks. But New Game Plus 4, which was Journey 4, was a piece of cake. And so far, this is about the same as that. The only real difference is that things hit harder, they have better resistances. This is the Moon Sword that's in every single Souls game, the Moonlight Greatsword. It's the Dark Moon Sword until you use some FP to give it this, and then it becomes the Moonlight Greatsword, which is always my favorite weapon. It is a intelligence scaling greatsword, which is fantastic. Alright, now you need to just knock it out, buddy. And then get rid of you. And then there's a big bad knight up here. Ow, you jerk! Good thing I didn't drink the red yet. There's a big bad knight up here who's going to be no problem, especially because I'm going to pop down a Terra Earth. And then I'm just going to glintstone him. It's fine. Pew! Dead. Bloody Slash. This is the guy that Kenneth Haidt wanted me to kill. So Kenneth is all the way back up there. Basically, because I'm not going to be doing Nephili Lu's quest, Kenneth Haidt's quest won't matter either. Basically, I go to him, I tell him his fort's clear, his fort gets overrun with the Beastmen, and he's like, I can't knight you now. And you have to wait until Nephili Lu basically becomes leader of the area. But because that's not going to happen, I'm just going to continue down to the Weeping Peninsula and take care of Castle Morn. So I can get... I forgot to do the thing. I'm pretty sure... No, because it's... Pretty sure it's in a treasure chest up there. that I just completely ignored. But there's two parts of a medallion that gets you to the Altus Plateau, which is where the majority of the mid to late and end game take place. And I think, not positive, but I think one of the medallions is here. It might not be here, it could be in Castle Morn, if I'm not remembering it correctly. There is a box in here surrounded by some undead guys. Oh no, they must have already gone. Oh, it wasn't a box, it's a body right there with some loot. How many weapons and references to past games show up? Oh yeah. No, I love that, like, it's very clear that even if it's not taking place in the same universe, that the other universe of Dark Souls, all the Dark Soulses and Bloodborne do exist. Here we go. Gotta climb up the Snake Eater ladder. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. I'm still in a dream, Elden Ring. Yep, this is what I needed. The left half of the Dectus Medallion. The other is going to be up in Fort Faroth, which is quite a ways away, but I can easily get to there. But first I'm going to go and take care of Castle Morn. So get on Torrent. Torrent is best boy in this game. Still, I said this when I was first playing the game, when it first came out and I was streaming it. Torrent is, without a doubt, the best handled mount I've had in a video game. Like, you have so much control over it, and I love it. Like, it literally is just a speed boost to your character. A speed boost with a double jump. Now, I don't want that ballista to get me, so I'm gonna quickly go past you. Get that stone sword key. And skip to Maloo. Fort Farah until you die? Absolutely. That is what it is for now.
Is somebody there? Might I bend your ear for a moment, please?
Absolutely.
My name is Irina. I've escaped from Castle Morn, to the south. The servants there have rebelled. I can't be sure what it is. My eyesight's been weak since birth, you see. But I swear I heard frightful howling from all over. My good father secreted me out the castle, but decided himself to stay. He says it's his duty. As commander. I fear for father's life. The servants are full of wrath, filled with hatred for every one of us. They've since come for every one of the companions I escaped with. They haven't spared a soul. I fear it's no different at Castle Morn. Please, I implore you. Would you mind taking a letter to my father? At the castle. My soul wishes that he escape. Even if his honor should be the price. Please. I just want him to be safe.
I will absolutely deliver the letter.
Dearly. Then please, take this.
Yeah, Irina's letter.
Deliver it to my father, who remains in the castle, if you please.
Yeah, this is a tragic side quest that is necessary for the what was it? The Frenzied Flame ending. Because you get an item from this quest line called a Shabriri Grape, which is actually just a human eye. And you need all the Shabriri Grapes in the game to get the Frenzied Flame ending. Which basically is you send the world into chaos. You say basically, fuck the two fingers, just like screw the stars, screw everything. I'm only gonna exist as chaos, and this whole world's gonna go into chaos with me. The main downside for that is you lose your maiden. She will not be with you if you choose that ending. Like, the moment you become a Frenzied Flame Wielder, she says, I'm leaving you, and if I ever see you again, I'm going to kill you. Which gives me even more insight into who Melina might be. I have a feeling Melina is, and this is just me, I think she is a third sibling to Mikola and Millennia. I believe Melina, and Mikola are all siblings. Mikola was cursed with being eternally youthful, basically a child forever, and that's the person that I think that we believe we see in the still shot for the DLC. Millennia was cursed with Scarlet Rot, and I think that our buddy, please don't, was cursed with something having to do with fire. Goodbye, friend. Yeah, this castle used to belong to people until the beastmen that were basically living here. Tale of 3 M's. Oh yeah, that's this entire game. Tale of 3 M's, Tale of 5 G's, Tale of 4 R's. All the naming conventions in this can get really confusing and frustrating. Like, Renala and Radagon had Ronnie, and Radon, and Rykar. It's like, oh my god, really? As someone who built a, like, 3,000-year-long human lineage history for the fantasy world that I'm making, you gotta have, like, your names can't just be, like, one letter off. It's gonna throw some confusion, both to you and to the others. Yeah, these beast people, they were naturally born this way. They used to be renowned. Like, it used to be like, oh, you guys have been, like, touched by gods and all that kind of stuff. Until the Golden Order happened. And the Golden Order basically, it's very similar to Christianity overtaking and subduing paganism. Where it's like, no, we found the one true way, you're gonna follow the one true way, and anything that seems like blasphemy to us is now no longer, okay, you are now looked down upon. I'm gonna go Terra Magica, and I'm just gonna throw a Dark Moon at him, because I love Ronnie's Dark Moon, it's one of my favorite spells. And he's dead. I didn't think that was gonna one-shot him, so... That guy will come around the corner and smack at you. Typical George R. R. Martin shit, absolutely. I think I said it at the beginning of the stream, too. I don't know if he had a hand in the naming conventions, but I feel like he had a hand in the naming conventions of this game. Oh, man, I thought you were a... Stop! Stop hitting me! You're so mean. That's it, my turn to hit you. Didn't think a wizard could do that, did you? Ha! No one expects a wizard to bust out a greatsword and just wreck you. Alright. Well, I probably died. Yep, there's the death. Most of my deaths in this game now happen to me just, like, jumping off of cliffs. Or not judging the depth right. That's fine, that's fine. This is a really quick, I can get in here. Makes me think of the Arcane Warriors in Dragon Age. It set you on fire, but I prefer sword. Yep, 100%. I don't need to use rune arcs, but I just like that my health bar is now more than half the screen. Let's see, what's my HP with the rune arc going on? My HP with the rune arc is 2,090 hit points, and I have 434 FP. Yeah, this character's scary. Did I activate this? I did not. I just walked right past the summoning pool because I never use them anymore. It's like, what's the point of bringing in an ally that all they're gonna do is potentially cause you problems and, increase the HP of the enemy, when you can just go in there with a duplicate of your character instead. Alright, pumpkin boy. Now that I know this, I'm gonna even try it without this, see if it'll get him without the Terra magic. No, it just barely doesn't. That'll do it, though. It was one of the happiest days when I got to be this powerful for the first Dark Souls. Like, when I got to being able to just be like, yeah, I'm walking through Dark Souls 1, just killing bosses and everything. That was a very proud day for me. You just summoned wolves the whole game? The wolves are amazing. Especially once you get them all leveled up and everything. I don't remember what my wolves are at on here. Let's see. My lone wolves are +6. Although, I did, in my last playthrough, I got the Dung Eater. I can summon the Dung Eater. Which is good because he causes a big debuff that takes away, like, damage negations and weaknesses and everything on enemies. So I throw him out there, and it makes it, and then I throw the Ronnie's Dark Moon, and enemies, he just jumped right up. Enemies are taking even more damage from my magic. Because Ronnie's Dark Moon debuffs them against magic negation, and he debuffs them against, like, all damage negation. I also just like the idea of, yeah, I summoned the Shit Eater, it's fine. He's my buddy, he's my good pal. He's a real swell guy. And then there's this Grace, which I should not have gone to because, crap! Dang it. I forgot. I was gotta talk to her dad. I don't think I can get there from here. They really kind of made it so, like, you have to go back to that first one. So, we'll see. We'll see. Drop all the way down. You can remember all those years ago, you weren't going to play Dark Souls, but you watched me fight the butterfly. Oh, I love the moonlit butterfly. Dark Souls 1, I was telling my buddy in Scotland about those two. I was like, Dark Souls 1 still makes me, like, super sad when I think about Sif the Wolf. Especially when with the DLC. Because he had Knight Artorias, like the beacon of humanity, and his companion was a great wolf. And they were like the champions of humanity and all that kind of stuff. And then you go to the past in the DLC, and you find out that he succumbed. I think you did make me kill Sif for you. It's the saddest of things. But they added an extra scene to the beginning of Sif's fight if you beat the DLC Artorias first. Because the DLC takes place way in the past. Sif is just a puppy that's about the size of an adult wolf. Artorias gets consumed by the Abyss, essentially, and corrupted. And so, the last thing Artorias does before he succumbs to the Abyss is he sacrifices Artorias' great shield to create a barrier that protects the baby Sif. And you find Sif, and Sif can help you defeat the boss of the DLC. Sif comes in as an ally, and you guys defeat the boss, the, like, ruler of the Abyss in that DLC. However, if you do beat Artorias before you fight Sif in the regular game, then, because normally you go to the grave of Artorias and Sif's there guarding it, and then Sif grabs Artorias' old greatsword and fights you to protect the grave, thinking you're a grave robber. If you beat Artorias in the DLC first, Sif jumps you when you get to the grave of Artorias, sniffs you, and you see, like, Sif's eyes get super sad. And it, like, almost looks like Sif's about to cry, and then it howls up to the moon in like, mourning, and then slowly goes and grabs the great sword and comes after you. And it's either because Sif smells you and remembers you from that long ago past, and knows that it has to fight you to protect... because the item that you're getting is the Ring of Artorias, which allows you to go into the Abyss, which is what corrupted Artorias. So either Sif is smelling Artorias because you killed Artorias and is sad because you killed Artorias, Or Sif smells and remembers you, and is then sad because it knows that you're doing the same thing that cost Artorias his sanity. And so Sif is trying to stop you from getting that ring that will potentially corrupt you like it did Artorias. And that made it so much sadder. I still haven't forgiven From Software for that nonsense. I was like, he's the best puppy. He just wants to keep us safe. God, I love Dark Souls. It's such a good game. You guys need to all stop fighting over there, okay? I'm gonna make this all easy, and you guys are all gonna take a nap. There we go. Go to sleep. Good. Making you sad all over again. Yep, From Software. Making you angry, making you rage, and making you cry. Hey, buddy.
There's a face I've not seen before. I'm Edgar, warden of this castle, as ordained by Lord Godric himself. But you can see how things have turned out. The menials have all rebelled. They gave me good service, or so I thought. But it seems it was all an act. Foul creatures, as it said, and true enough, they're foul inside and out. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but whatever you come here to do, I'm afraid Castle Morn won't hold much longer. Take this, by way of apology.
Oh, thank you. But I have a letter for you.
I see. From Arena. Thank you. I'm in your debt, but I can't leave yet. Even if the castle should fall, as commander, I must remain to ensure the treasured Sword of Morn does not fall into the wrong hands. If you see Arena, do tell her that her father will come for her once he's fulfilled his duty.
Ah, you remember being sad during Dark Souls as well, as all the people you tried to save would go slowly mad and attack you? Yep. Yep. The Onion Knight would go crazy, his daughter would hunt him down, and then she would go crazy. Solaire is the only one that I don't think goes crazy if you do his whole quest right, because he's there with you up through the very end. He fights the final boss with you if you've done his quest all the way. However, you do see him like slowly start to lose his faith as he goes about. Yeah, I might as well reset the thing, so I'm gonna go fight the boss here now, and then I'm gonna jump up to Stormveil Castle. I keep forgetting there's a little platform here. I just take the fall damage. Another stone sword key. I don't even know how many of those I got. I think I used 3 my last run. This game also has some... Why am I not hitting that thing? This game also has some quests that are very sad. Like this one with Irina is pretty sad. Because you see this man who's like, just like, I am dedicated. I am doing my duty and everything, and I'm not going to turn away until my job is finished. Very Night's Watch of him. So maybe George R. R. Martin had a hand in his story as well. I want them to put out, like, I would love to see, just for knowledge's sake, what all was Martin and what wasn't. I want to know exactly like what parts he handled, because all we are told basically is they brought him in to help write the story and create the world, but we don't know exactly what he did. The guy from Firelink, oh yeah, the very first guy you meet, yeah, he starts off where he's just like, oh yeah, things suck, and here we are. To eventually, like, I'm gonna kill you because I'm crazy and I don't know what else to do with my existence. Hi, jellies! I love the jellies. Don't attack the jellies because they are friendly and they will attack you. This is also a really cool part because this is one of those times where you can actually see the boss before you fight it. He's actually right in there. There he is. And let's see, is his symbol gonna pop up? Yep. We can summon the commander to help us fight in this. but that's just going to make it more tricky. It's just going to bring more HP. So I'm going to go in without him. Pop my Mimic, which costs me a little bit of health. And then get ready to dodge while my Mimic comes in. Whoop. Ow, I dodged too early. I need my Mimic to get a spell on him. Oh, that moon's gonna grab you. Oh! Alright. So my Mimic's got his attention. I'm going to just stand back here, pop this, drink this, which makes all my spells cost nothing and do more damage, throw this, and then we'll just Kamehameha him. Because why not? It's so fun. It's so fun. I love the Kamehameha of this game. Alright, so we cleared this castle. So now, with that... so satisfying. The commander, is not going to be here anymore, because technically we fulfilled duty. We saved the castle from the beastmen that were invading it. We got the Sword of the Grafted, that they were using. And so now he's going to basically be like, my job's done, I'm going to go check on my daughter now because you gave me this letter. And that's where things go sad. Yeah, something sparked in the Beastmen that caused them to finally revolt against the oppressors. I don't know if we find out what exactly it is. Maybe it's the coming of the Tarnished that did it. But, yeah. Here's the commander. And his daughter next to a Beastman blade.
Greener, how could this be? My daughter deserved better. The fault lies with me. I chose duty over my daughter's safety. And that is how fate has answered. I'll find them. The foul wretch is responsible for this. I'll hunt them down and exterminate every last one of them. Rest assured, Arena, it will be done.
Alright. And that's actually his quest done for right now. There's only one part left where you can see that he has spiraled into complete madness. So we're going to go to the gate front, and now we're going to go to Stormvale. Because once we get... We haven't even gotten to the round table yet. I just realized that. Sitting on 367,000 runes. Break through these pretty easily. They got in my way really bad the first time I was playing this game, and I was like dying here all the time before I realized you just jump a little bit and Torrent will break through those little ones. Get another golden seed that I can't use because I'm maxed out on all of my... I'm maxed out on the upgrades for it, and I'm maxed out on the amount of them I can have. I can talk to Melina, but first things first, I'm gonna go talk to you! Because I love you!
Everyone's been grafted. Everyone who came with me. They crossed the sea for me. They fought for me. Only to have their arms taken. Their legs taken. Even their heads taken. Taken and stuck to the spider. Did you know? If you're grafted by the spider, you become a chrysalid. It's quite a lark when you think about it. You're all on your own, are you? And heading to Stormvale Castle? Enticed by the one in the white mask, I suppose. Oh, you've come to be one with the spider? Well, that makes us two peas in a pod. But I don't have your courage. It's scary, you know, having your arms cut off, or legs, or your head. I want to be like everyone else, but I'm just too scared. I'm nothing but a craven.
You're not a craven. Nobody wants to have that happen to them.
Can you take this little one along with you?
Absolutely.
The poor thing deserves someone braver than myself. And the spirits look rather fondly upon you. It'll be glad of your company, I think, the little one.
I too like to keep my limbs. You are absolutely right.
Can you pass
No,
on
from what it sounds like, she is also a Tarnished that came to the Lands Between, like all the other Tarnished that have come here, for the purpose of basically seeking or becoming the Elden Lord. But everyone who came with her died in Stormville and was added to the Spider, which is a grafted scion. Which is the whole thing of Stormville, is grafting. Adding more body parts to you to become more powerful. We're going to talk to Melina before we head up there.
This tiny golden aura is the grace of the Earth Tree. This light once shone in the eyes of your tarnished brethren, but now it is all that guides you. Also I hear. You can see them, can't you? The rays of grace that guide you through your burden.
She's over here name-dropping the DLC.
Upon the cliff in Castle Stormvale is a shard-bearer, a demigod, who inherited a fragment of the shattered Elden Ring. If the rays of grace signal the castle, then the Elden Ring beckons you. As an ally by pact, I pray that you are fit to face the challenge presented by the ring.
Yep. So all the Tarnished, led by Aura Lu, who was the first Elden Lord, consort to Queen Marika, basically they lost their grace, and that's why they were sent away from the Lands Between. But it was destined that they would all come back, and that with them would be an Elden Lord. The new Elden Lord that would basically bring the world back to where it was supposed to be. And so we are one of those potentially destined Tarnished who are returning to this place. So we are in some way related to the first Elden Lord, either by just the name of our people or by blood. It's never stated specifically, but we are basically part of a group of people destined to, oh, that's a lot of people, to return to this place and become Elden Lord or find the Elden Lord. But we have people here who don't want an Elden Lord. They want to keep their power that they gained by picking up pieces of the Elden Ring that was shattered by Queen Marika. Alright, so I'm gonna get this ready, because we're gonna have our first big baddie coming up. The Horde comes.
Foul tarnished.
That's not very nice.
In search of the Elden Ring. Emboldened by the flame of ambition.
So it is not stated whether this is the same... Oh, crap. Because this is Margit the Fell Omen, and then we have, I think, Margot the Omen King. It's believed that this is an offspring of Margot the Omen King, the one that is currently in control of the Lands Between, in the absence of Queen Marika. I feel like this is actually probably just, like, an outer... Like, it's him projecting his person to halt the threat of the Tarnished, because he doesn't want to relinquish his power. And that's the... Yeah, see, lines like that, he says it, and he's he says he's going to remember us, and so I don't feel like that was actually a different person that died. I feel like that was someone projecting themselves in a physical form to attack would-be usurpers.
Whether or not grace truly does guide you, and whether you are fit to face the challenge that entails. It seems my worries were unfounded. Torrent had your measure from the very start, whereas I merely pretended. There is but one other thing I can do to offer you guidance. I can take you to the Round Table Hold, gathering place of tarnished champions, guided by grace.
Go to the round table.
Let my hand rest upon you for but a moment.
Yeah, the round table is I believe it's an extra dimensional place that Tarnished can go to if they have a maiden that can guide them there, where they can then meet and commune with other Tarnished about the journey.
You've just arrived. Welcome to the Round Table Hold. I'm Corin, a man of the cloth. I teach incantations, the strength granted us by the Two Fingers, and explore the secrets of the Golden Order, so that one day, if a Tarnished of the Round Table Hold should become Elden Lord, I might counsel them, ensuring order regains its proper form, righting rule over men. By the way, do you still see it? The guidance of grace.
Yes.
You do. Wonderful news. Most Tarnished are blind to it these days. You are something of a rare breed. Well, what do you say? Care to learn an incantation of the Two Fingers?
So yeah, this guy, Brother Corin, he's all right, but I don't like him because he wants basically he's the stereotypical, like, we must follow the word of God, and when you become Lord, I will be there right next to you to make sure you follow the word. It's like, no, that's not how this is gonna work. I worship Ronnie, thank you very much.
Ah, hello. You must be new here. Well, just call me Dialos. The honor of one's house holds little import in these lands. By the way, have you met a young woman named Lanya on your travels? She's my servant, but fickle as the wind. Take your eyes off her for but a moment and she's good as gone. If you find her, please be sure to tell me.
This guy has another really tragic...
Tell me if you meet her. She's a servant to my house. She's been I've lost count, honestly.
That guy is he's another tragic NPC. I'll be doing his quest, because that Righteous Zealot with the necklace of overcompensation. It's a +1 necklace of overcompensation.
You're a new face.
This guy's cool.
No matter. It's all the same. Lay out your arms. Let's get smithing.
Let's get smithing. About the chains.
Notice the chains. Nothing special. I'm a prisoner and these are my chains. I'm trapped by the hold. I'm dying, smithing for you fools. That's all there is to it. No, don't read too much into it. Well, no grudge against you. My being a prisoner is no fault of yours. Besides, I don't mind smithing. Despite my differences, the weapons get stronger all the same. Given time, technique never fails. Besides, it helps me forget the sheer terror of her.
I don't remember if we find out who he's talking about. I feel like it might be Marika. Like he was bound here by Marika. But I'm not positive. We are going to talk to you.
Greetings, great champion,
because I want a hug.
I am Fia. Circumstances have compelled my stay at the Round Table Hold. Great champion, would you allow me to hold you? But briefly, perhaps you might share with me some of your lively vigor and your stout-heartedness. Doing so will grant me the warmth of a champion, and you, I am sure, will bear a Baldakin's blessing. Do you think it vulgar, perhaps? Where I come from, it is a sacred act.
Yes, I will let her hold me. When would I ever say no?
Thanks, great champion.
I like Fia. I like Fia a lot. Her ending's also pretty cool. She has a lot to do with the god that was killed on the Night of Black Knives.
What you felt light up inside you was a Baldekin's blessing. Though
A balls to chin's blessing?
Thing, I am afraid. Come back to me, should you require another. I will take you in my arms as often as you need.
Oh no, you were right. You're right. She is sussy. She is very sussy. But yeah, like hers. She's very biased. Like no, she's not biased. She has a bias against her because her whole thing is that when like great individuals go to die, she lays with them to basically be their comfort in death. And so everyone's like now like, oh, she is basically an angel of death, and basically there's a bias against her, which makes me be like, no, that's very sad. And her like basically her true calling is to find the first god that was killed, and she does. And you help her find the first god that was killed. This person's a dick. Don't trust this person. This person's a sussy baka. And these... One thing I just recently noticed is that when you give them the bell bearings that give you the smithing stones, they keep those throughout the saves. So I have the ability to buy any of these to upgrade stuff. Which is awesome. Buy these, because I just want to get a bajillion of them. Through this door is where the shit eater is, but I can't get there yet. I thought hold you was like kiss of death. No. Well, the thing she gives you, the balls to chin blessing that she gave you, there it is. It says uses FP to temporarily boost poise, which is a good thing, but you'll notice when I hugged her, my HP dropped a little bit. When you finish her quest, though, you get the real one, which does it way better and doesn't cause that. So, like, that's like the sign that, oh, she isn't bad, she isn't evil, it's probably just a curse or something, like, attuned to her powers. And then the last person we're going to talk to is Gideon, off near the All-Knowing.
I can't remember the last time a new Tarnished made their way to the Round Table. Very well. As your senior, I bid you welcome. It is safe here. You may let down your guard.
Yeah, this guy is a douche.
Allow me a word of advice. As your senior, you are a mere visitor to the Round Table. Nothing more. A house guest. Yet to earn their keep. Remember your place, newcomer.
Newcomer. Yeah, he basically is an old Tarnish that knows all the lore and everything. He knows all about the Lands Between. He basically, I guess, is the one that figured out the most. But his belief is that no Tarnish can become an Elden Lord. I think he follows Horalu, who is the first Elden Lord, and believes that Horalu is the one that will return and become the Elden Lord once again. And so he does not want you to become Elden Lord. And so he's got this kind of like air of superiority about him that's super douchey. Now we're going to go into Stormville, which is goddamn beautiful. I love this game's visuals. Oh my god. There is a little item off to the side over here, but I think it's just some runes. Double check. Whew, without falling off, please. That's Furrow Calling Finger Remedy. Nice. Going to pop this. And then one thing, I'm at 407, so I'm just barely over halfway.
Here, would you?
Hi.
You're tarnished, aren't you?
Yes.
I would advise against taking the main gate into the castle. It's tightly guarded by hardened old hands. Oh, try the opening right here. The guards don't know about it. you'll breach the castle undetected.
No, I'll use the main gate. See, when I first...
Fair enough. You certainly don't have to trust me. Well, if you must go through the gates, I'll signal them to open. But of course, I'd advise against it.
When I first played this game, I came from the starting zone. I basically just went on the path up here. I was following the Grace, and the Grace took me right here. So I didn't explore anything down here or over here or anywhere. I just went straight along to Stormvale. And I thought this guy, after I went through the whole thing, was the Patches of the game. Because he sends you that way where no one will know, but then he tricks you and tries to get you killed. And so then you have to come back here anyway. And so, I thought he was the Patches of the game. But then I realized way later, oh, no, there's actually a Patches in the game. Ha! I got shot! They shot their own dude! I love it. Dislike you. Dislike you. Dislike you. So I don't have to go after you all, but I'm gonna. Just because I don't like you guys. You guys caused me a lot of grief when I first played this game. Go for you. Go for you. By this point, I have 100% explored almost the entire game, so I am fully aware of where the enemy placements are. There are some that I just forget sometimes. But once I see movement, I'm like, oh yeah, that's the one. Alright, I feel like there's still one or two more hiding around the corner. Big old lions over there, and those lions are still kind of tough, but I can get them pretty good now. Alright, and we do want to go for this lion, buddy, because there's a Grace right over here. Those lions are kind of scary. But what we can do, summon our Mimic here, because we're going to be hitting up a Grace here soon anyway. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this, and then get my Night Comet ready, because the Night Comet is a spell that is invisible to enemies. And so enemies like this lion, that would normally dodge all your spells, don't see it coming. And so they don't dodge out of the way. It costs more, and it takes a longer time to cast, but it's worth it if they're not going to try and dodge it. And then you find yourself a nice little Grace right here. But we're not going to touch it just yet. That lion won't respawn, but all the guys that'll be popped off in the front here will. So I'm not going to have them respawn yet, because I'm still good on my flasks. I got 6 and 6 going on. I'll do 5. 5 and 6. Yeah, there's one behind me and one to my right, and they explode. There we go. Lions have weapons, but you have the whole ass. I will throw the moon at you! What are you gonna do when I throw moons at you? Huh! It's gonna shoot me with fire, that's what you're gonna do. You just smack his own buddy? That's awesome. The tracking, the lock-on in this game is still not the best, because it doesn't go for the one that you're staring dead at. It'll still go for, like, random ones in your direction. And it's like, no, I have a target I want, I'm looking directly at the target, but you're not locking onto the target I'm aiming for. And that can get frustrating from time to time. Hey, whoa, buddy. You know what? Just because of that, and that, you get the sword. Alright. So he was the one that was up here. That's good. This is what I wanted to look out for, because he can come up behind me. First things first, I want that dog gun. I love the puppers, but I also hate the puppers in Dark Souls games. And that puppers is a bad puppers. So I'm going to throw a moon at it. And then I'm going to go after this big boy. You can actually use this guy, who is an omen, just like the fell omen, the Omen King. He is a child born cursed with horns and all that kind of stuff, so they call them omens. You can use one of his big attacks to smash open this thing, and there will be smithing stones in it. And those are throughout the entire game. You see like little glowy statues like that. When they're there, that means that there's a... As a dog, he probably appreciates the moon you gave him. Those statues are there to be used to gather resources. And anytime there is one, there's also an enemy nearby that can break it. You cannot break it no matter what you try. Trust me, I've tried it all. I've tried every spell, I've tried items, no, you can't break them yourselves. I've tried giant hammers, nothing. Now, I didn't rest of the grace because I still have 2 flasks. I might get more for clearing out this courtyard, but I'm not positive. There's one guy up here, and I think he might be the last one in the courtyard. No, I did not get anything. But there's a boss here. Or a mini-boss, I should say. The spider that they were referring to. Don't want him throwing fireballs at me. Now, the spider that she was scared of is just through this door. Which means it's very easy to snipe him. You see he's got other bones and legs and everything hanging up. But yeah, you'll see he's a grafted scion just like the one that we started the game against. Come on, oh, he's just gonna waste a moon. Don't you know those cost me FP? And the spider is dead. I mainly wanted to come in here and get him because first off, I don't like him. Second off, the item for her is through here, I believe. Oh, out of magic. See what I mean about the tracking? I kept trying to get it to switch back to the first dog, and it was like, what dog? It was like, the one I just shot! Chrysalis Memento. I believe that is the... Yeah, this is where the bodies of all the people that didn't get used, or the pieces that they didn't use, go. Now, there is an NPC here in this place called Roger. He is a Spellblade. He's alright. His quest is really short and not very prominent, I guess would be the right word. It's not a big quest. It literally, all it does is gives you a little more insight to the Knight of Black Knives, the knight that Ronnie the Witch stole part of the Rune of Death and gave it to the Black Knife Assassins to kill a god. Which basically caused... It was the first, like, oh no moment in the Lands Between. And so that was a... You know what? I want to go to daytime. It's another thing I like is that you can change the time of day in this game. Basically, Ronnie the Witch is what caused everything, because she is rebelling against the two fingers that are emissaries of basically elder gods out in the universe, choosing who gets to become a god and not. She's rebelling against them, which I love for her. Oh, you take 2! You didn't take 2 last time I came through this place. So they got a little more HP this time around, which is fun. I see you. But over here, nighttime for immersion, but daytime because you're old and need to see. Exactly, that is my point. It's too dark. I can't see it when I have lights on.
Be proud. You were a fine warrior. Your only mistake was your choice of master. Let the winds lift you to a higher place.
God, I love her so much. She is one of my favorite
Who do
NPCs.
we have here? Tarnished, are you? Clearly not one of Godric's lot. I am Nefeli Lu. Tarnished and warrior, like you. I'm here by decree of my father. How utterly repellent this is. This grafting of Godric's ill befits a lord. He's tainted the very winds. If you intend to challenge Godric, I ask you call upon me. The winds run foul with his deeds. I'm certain father would permit me aid the fight.
Nice. Yeah, this is Nefeli Lu. She shares the same, we believe it's a title and not so much a last name as Horolu, the first Elden Lord. But basically, if you follow her entire quest, then from this keep of Stormvale, she becomes the ruler of this part of this part right here of the continent of Limgrave, which is this first part. You basically seat her on the throne here, and she becomes a just ruler of the area, and I love it. I love it so much. Sadly, I can't do that this time around because the only item I need requires her demise. But not just beating her up and taking the item, no, it requires sadness. It requires me to go through another quest that is along the way of the, I'm gonna do this. It requires me to go along with Ronnie's quest at first, and get a potion that will turn her into a doll. Alright, big boy. Alright, well that takes care of that. Go over now. I could go up there and see Pot Boys, but I don't really need to. There's an item that took me a while to find out about getting, because you literally have to get up to that platform and crawl your way across the wall to get up there, which took me forever to find out about. But I don't need to do that right now. The item I got there was an Ash of War, I believe, and it takes you to another boss in this place that most people don't see. But, there's a face there. Oh, man. You know what? Fine. I twisted my own leg. It's fine. I don't need to kill the scarabs. I got everything the scarabs can get me. I don't want to kill the Pot Boys, because I love the Pot Boys. I only recently, in Journey 3, realized, or learned, about Jarburg in this game, which is the city of those little Pot Boys. I never knew about it, and I love it, because I love the little Pot Boys. Yeah, there's this whole back area that I completely did not know about. And it takes you to something pretty neat. I don't need to waste my magic on these guys. Dark Moon Greatsword right now, but then when I do this, it becomes the all-awesome Moonlight Greatsword, which then lets me go wham. See, 1594 damage with that ability. Oh my god. And because I got stamina for days, I can just spam this. Oh, I love it. You jerk. I also just love the visual design of it glowing and sparkling with starlight and everything. It's so beautiful. You? I thought I got you! Alright, and then of course, there's the always fun Soulsborne platforming. It's made a lot easier, though, now that we have a dedicated jump button. That. There's gonna be some bats over here, which the bats in this game are awesome, but creepy. I mean, those two things aren't mutually exclusive, but seriously. Creepy and awesome. I see you over there. I'd like to be able to hit you, but no, I can... How can I target that one, but not the one that's right there? That one's like way across the field. Oh, now I can target it. See, the lock-on in this is a little wonky still. Golden rune. Hop down now. Pick up smithing stones. You're gonna want to stay on the platforms, though, because there's some big bad rats down here. I don't think I can hit them with my moon from here, though. Sometimes I'll switch out Adula's Moonblade for, like, Gods the Platforming in Dark Souls Blighttown. Blighttown? I'm good at Blighttown now. I can openly say that. I'm good at Blighttown. Blighttown has no hold over me anymore. I can go through 100% Blighttown with probably, at most, one death. Like, I've spent so much time there now that it's second nature to me. There's one in Dark Souls 2 that they were like, you didn't like Blighttown? Well, you're gonna hate this! It's like Blighttown, but everything's pitch black. And that one's giving me more trouble lately. Alright. So there's a hidden boss in here, and it is a boss that I hate. I hate the bosses because this is one that repeats frequently in this game, and I hate it so much. Not because it's like hard, it was originally, but because it's frustrating and its movesets are annoying. It's mainly made to be fought in melee, which I have the Moonblade now, which makes it easier for me to fight things in melee. Yep. Need a drink. There's a lot of theories about what these guys are. Like, they drop golden seeds, so they're supposed to be something having to do with the Erd tree. But the main reason you come down this way is for an item here that's on top of a gigantic, creepy as fuck face. Look at this thing! You want this Prince of Death's pustule. But look at this face! Now, there's no clue what this thing is. It is grossly squishy when you step on it. Kind of reminds you of the Gaping Dragon. Oh, I love the Gaping Dragon. It's very squishy when you step on this. It is believed that this might be the face of one of the elder gods that the two fingers represent. That the two fingers maybe were the hands of these creatures. See, like, tentacle roots coming out of them and everything. However, because you get the Death God's pustule here, part of me believes that this might actually be the face of the first god that was killed. Because we find his body later on, but his face is a little hidden, I believe. So yeah, it's creepy, but this is a little side thing, and you basically do this to help find out. You go along with Sorcerer Rogier's quest, and he basically finds out more about the Dark Knives, or the Black Knives, that killed the first god. That's basically all his quest is about. Which is stuff that you also, it's just like flavor text to Ronnie's quest. You find out that Ronnie is the one that stole the Rune of Death and gave it to the Black Knives to kill her stepbrother, who would then become the first god of death. But in doing so, she also killed her own mortal self, so now she is a spirit inhabiting a doll. And she is being hunted by the Two Fingers, because they know she's openly rebelling against them. I could open there, and it'll get you something, and it'll get you the Misericord, which is a dagger, which I turned into a lightning one that gives me Bloodhound Step. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Why not? Why not? But my main thing about that giant face on the ground is it bears a striking resemblance, at least to me, of the serpents, the great serpents in Dark Souls 1. It visually looks like them. There's gonna be a guy right out now. Boom. But that's why I look. When I first saw it, I was like, "Oh my god, it's like Darkstalker Karn or whatever his name was in Dark Souls 1." And then I was like, "Oh no, actually no, it's not." That just takes you right back over here. So yeah, full circle. I'm going here. This. Oh wait. This actually might take me right to Sorcerer Rogier, which if that's the case, I'll go ahead and talk to him. It takes me to the ramparts. So no, I'm not by Sorcerer... Sorcerer Rogier is in the church, and the chapel is right over... somewhere over here. So I don't need to do Sorcerer Rogier's quest. All his quest tells you is that Ronnie gave the Rune of Death to the Black Knives. That's basically all you learn from his whole thing, and then you eventually get his armor. So right now I'm going to go in here, and I'm going to beat up Big Bad Boy Godric Grafted. Nephili, I love you. I love you so much, and when I have your Spirit Ashes, I will be more than happy to take you into this fight with me, but right now, I'm sorry, I don't want the extra HP.
Mighty dragon, thou art a true-born heir. Lend me thy strength, O kindred. Deliver me unto greater heights. Well... lowly tarnished, playing as a lord. I command thee, kneel! I am the lord of all that is golden.
No. This guy is the pinnacle of my family was great, therefore I'm great. That is his whole deal. He is like the son of the first Elden Lord, and because of that, he has this gigantic ego about him. But he's pitiful. He ran and hid when war came to his home, and he came back only when it was perfectly safe for him to do so that he can be like, yeah, I'm here, I'm still the king. And it's like, no, he's pathetic. Of the demigods, he is the most pathetic. But he's so consumed with this idea that I'm great because of where I came from, who I came from. that it's pathetic. He's in the Trump family? Exactly. He is the grafted combined bodies of all the Trumps.
Lend me thy strength.
This part, though, is awesome. And when I first saw this, because this was one of the first things they showed before the game came out, of like actual gameplay, this was awesome. Witness me! Alright, so he's gonna go fire fires. I'm gonna get a drink. My buddy's just like, I'm gonna shoot the moon at him! You got it, boss. You shoot the moon. I'll shoot a moon too. We'll both be moon shooters. I love my pew-pews.
And one day, we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Well, that's interesting. Godric's Great Rune and the Remembrance of the Grafted, which I think I have 2 of now. Because I've also been gathering up all the remembrances because I got everything from them, so now I just want to hold on to them for the lore. So yeah, I have 2 of his. The Power of the Namesake, Remembrance of Godric the Grafted, Human into the Erd Tree. A feeble man sought power through the grotesque act of grafting. One day we'll return together to our home bathed in rays of gold. So I'm going to go ahead and just use one of them. It gives me 20,000, which still isn't enough to level because I need 700,000. But I have a room here. Let's see. We'll see. No, I can't get to it, but I'll go ahead and just use all 9 of these and see where it gets me. Oh, we're actually so close. This might do it. We might get a level out of this. Goodbye, Donald. Goodbye, Donald Duck. Oh, come on, come on, come on. Get 11 of these level 1 runes. No! We're so close, and I don't want to use any of these ones yet, because I like having them. Oh well. Tis what tis. Can I talk to Melina again? No, I cannot. But, now that I've respawned it, you see the guy who tried to trick us, the gatekeeper of this place, stomping on his head.
Excuse for a lord you were. Craven to the bone. Pushing me about like that. And after all that grafting, where did that get you? Look down on me, would ya? Godric, you filthy slug. Feel it. Feel it. Feel my bloody wrath.
Is this where you spam I was here?
Oh. Hello there. This weasel was... Godric was always looking down on me. He got what he bloody deserved thanks to you. I tell you though, what goes around comes around. He had an ugly heart, an uglier countenance, and met the ugliest of ends, eh?
You just call me ugly? I'm not ugly. I'm even giving him the like over the shoulder look. I'm not ugly, you're ugly. Buy all these, because why not? Alright. So yeah. If Nephili Lu becomes the leader of this place, he becomes her castellan, really. So he basically serves her. Push open these doors, and you can find, after that quest, you find Nephili Lu standing in front of this throne. You find Kenneth Height right here, and that guy in the back. So what do these say? Praise the blood loss. I did it! You don't have the right. On the right. Oh, people are silly in this game. Blood for the blood god. Blood for the blood god. Grafts for the graft god. Here's where you also find your first Shabriri grape, which is actually an eyeball with a rune, like, burned into it. And you feed these to Hieta, who is right up here. Because her vision's going away, and so she's eating grapes because they give her sights of flame in the distance.
Someone there. My name is Hieta, and I'm journeying in search of the distant light. If I might be so bold as to ask, would you donate any Shabriri grapes in your possession to me? My eyesight has been weak since birth, you see. I can't tell which way I'm supposed to go next, but when I eat one of those grapes, I can feel a distant light in the back of my eyes. It will lead me to my true duty as a finger maiden.
Give her a grape.
Many thanks to you. Now I can feel the distant light once more. You are most kind indeed. May the blessing of the fingers be upon you.
Sweet. So yeah, you give her 3 of those, I think, in total for her quest. Literally, her quest is very easy. You get her the 3 Shabriri grapes and 1 other item, and her quest is done. But then it's getting to where she's at, where she basically becomes your new finger maiden. It's a very tricky to get to place if you don't know where you're going. Hey, buddy.
You're tarnished, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Then, perhaps you could spare some runes. Believe it or not, I studied glintstone sorceries at the Academy of Rea Lucaria. For a small donation, I'd be happy to share my knowledge.
Finger maiden is the worst thing you'll hear today, but you hear that like every 2 seconds in this game.
You're a true saint. My name is Topes. Presuming you're interested, I can teach you sorceries, as promised. Only, none of them are particularly great.
Yeah, this guy can teach you basic sorceries.
Apologies, friend.
He got locked out of the academy when the academy basically closed its doors forever.
Your generosity. Oh, right. I can tell you what I know about this place. That should help a bit. You've seen that structure to the north, towering over the water. That's the Academy of Rea Lucaria, where we study glintstone sorceries. Only its doors have been closed for quite some time now. After they declared they wouldn't interfere with the shattering, the Academy cast repelling seals on the east gate leading to the capital, and the south gate leading here. As you might have guessed, the seals are still active, making entry to the Academy impossible without a glintstone key. And so I'm stuck here. A fledgling sorcerer with little chance of acquiring a key. When they cast the seals, I'd just popped out. And now I'm uprooted from my place of learning. You've taken an apprenticeship with Selen. Well, that is something. Selen was well known. The most promising sorceress in the history of the Academy. I followed her at school. But there may as well have been an ocean between us. But Selen was expelled from the Academy, accused of unthinkable treatment of certain sorcerers, under the name of the Graven Witch. I still don't believe the accusations. The illustrious Selen would never do such things.
So yeah, basically he's telling us more about Selen, who I am the apprentice of, who got kicked out because she believed less in magic should be something that we use for power in this realm, and more like knowledge is our power. Also, did somebody say finger maiden? Because I got the perfect weapon for that. Where is it? Where is it? A real finger. Yes, this is a finger that you can get in the game. I don't know why my dog's freaking out, but I don't like it. And you can flick people with it. But that's going to be all I got for right now, and I will see you guys all next time. Thank you for being here, Faye. It was good to see you. I plan on streaming the rest of this run-through as I go, but as for right now, I'm going to go get some food, and yeah, that'll be it. So, see y'all next time. Bye!